Today I shall discuss the capacity of conveyor. The capacity of conveyor. It is the amount of material that can be flow by this conveyor. It's called the capacity of conveyor. What is the amount of the material that can be flow? That is called the capacity of conveyor, which is rate at which the material is being carried out. The rate of material that can be transferred through the conveyor is called the capacity of the conveyor. So I am writing the rate at which material is being carried out by the conveyor. Conveyor is called capacity of conveyor. Capacity of the conveyor. Now this capacity is generally two types. One is volume capacity. Which is denoted by Q. This is the rate of material that can be carried out by the conveyor. This is the volume of the material that can be transferred by this conveyor. Okay. So the rate of volume of material is being carried out by the conveyor in meter cube per second. Second is the mass capacity. Which is denoted by capital M. Okay. Now volume capacity is denoted by Q and the mass capacity is denoted by capital M. It is the amount of mass that can be transferred by the conveyor. So the rate of mass of material is being carried out by the conveyor in, as it is mass, so this is kg per second. Now what is the relation between volume capacity and mass capacity? As you know, the mass, that is M, equals to rho into Q, where rho is density of the material. density of the material. Next, I am going to the effective belt width. The effective belt width. What is effective belt width? Consider this is the belt width. Now this belt can carry the material in this direction. Okay, this is a belt's width. Now this is the total belt width, and the material present on this belt, this is the material present on this belt. So this distance is the effective belt width. If this effective belt width is denoted by small b, so this will be the b, and total width of the belt is denoted by capital B. This is the total belt width, and the material present on this belt is up to that distance. So this is the small b, and this is the effective belt width. Okay. Now what is effective belt width? It is the width of material storage on the belt. Let B is total belt width. And small b is effective belt width. Then relation between small b and capital B is this: small b equals to 0.9 capital B minus 0.05, and it is in meter. Okay, this is the relation between this small b with capital B. This is the effective belt width, and this is the total belt width. Okay. Now the mass capacity. The mass capacity. This mass capacity is denoted by capital M. Already we know this is the mass capacity. This mass capacity is capital M. So this mass capacity, I'm discussing about this. This belt can be horizontal belt or inclined belt. Actually, this belt can transfer the material in horizontal line or in inclined line. So it is generally two types. So first I am discussing about the horizontal belt. One, for horizontal belt conveyor. Now for horizontal belt conveyor, the Q, that is volume capacity, is Q equals to C B square V. This is the relation between Q and C B square V, where where B is effective weld width, that is 0.9 B minus 0.05 in meter. V is the speed of the belt in meter per second, and C is surcharge factor. C is called surcharge factor. Actually, Q is proportional with the B square into V. So a factor we have to multiply with this formula, that is C. This C is the surcharge factor. Okay. Now, as you know, this Q is the volume capacity. So mass capacity will be M equals to rho Q. This equals to rho, I am putting this value, C B square V. This equals to rho C B square equals to 0.9 capital B minus 0.05, that is in whole square, into V. This is the mass capacity of the conveyor. Mass capacity of the conveyor. Now, for incline belt conveyor, I have discussed for horizontal belt conveyor. Now I am discussing the incline belt conveyor. Okay. Now the formula is for incline belt conveyor, Q equals to KB square into V. In case of horizontal belt conveyor, we have to multiply with this surcharge factor, but in case of incline belt conveyor, we have to use this K is the factor. Now here same B equals to 0.9 B minus 0.05 meter, and V equals to the speed of the belt in meter per second, and K is called flowability factor. Flowability factor. Flowability factor. Now I am going to angle of surcharge. Angle of surcharge. Which is denoted by beta. It is, now I am discussing first the surcharge angle. Consider this is the belt and this is the material present on it. Now if we increase this surface, extend this surface, this will be this, the extended surface line is this, and this the horizontal line. So this angle is called the surcharge angle beta. Okay, now this surface or this surface, any of these two surface, if we extend this line, surface line with this horizontal line is called the surcharge angle. Okay, so it is the angle between surface of the material with horizontal line is called horizontal line. Okay, it is the indicator of flowability. There is a relationship between beta with K. According to change of the beta, this flowability factor will change. Okay, so it is the indicator of flowability factor. Okay, so this flowability factor, which is denoted by K, is the function of angle of surcharge. According to this beta, this K will vary. Now the relationship between belt inclination angle, which is alpha, with flowability factor, that is K, is given below. The relationship between the inclination angle, belt inclination angle, with the K is given below. Now considering this is alpha here, this is belt inclination angle, and this is the K. If this angle, belt inclination angle, that is, consider the belt is moving in this direction, this angle is the belt inclination angle alpha. Now it is, if it is vary 10 degree to 15 degree, then flowability factor will change to 265 into 10 to the power minus 4. This value will be 2.65 into 10 to the power minus 4. If it is 16 degree to 20 degree, then this value will be 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 4. If this vary 21 degree to 25 degree, then this value will be 2.35 into 10 to the power minus Now the factor affecting the angle of surcharge is the factor affecting the angle of surcharge is 1. Material types. Which types of materials we are providing to this belt? Second, speed of conveyor. Third is the type of conveyor. Which type of conveyor belt we are using? Okay. Now the minimum diameter of driving pulley is denoted by D minimum is, the formula is D minimum equals to K1 into K2 into ZP. Now this K1 is the material factor. K2 is contact factor and ZP is the number of plies. That is the contact factor, and what is the number of the plies is present on it. That is, if this is the pulley, then this belt is arranged with it. It may be plies like that. It may be plies. So what is the number of plies present with it? That is called the number of the plies. Now going to the length of pulley required, that is denoted by LP, length of the pulley required. If we see from this front, then this will be the pulleys. Maybe this pulley is this, and this is the belt which is transferring the materials present with it. Okay. So in this case, and this is the pulley. So this length should be higher than the belt width. What is this? This is the belt width, that is capital B, belt width. Now this length is the length of the pulley. So always we have to be increased than the belt width. So it should be higher than is required. It should be higher than its requires. So, and this distance is the margin, which is x. This also be the margin, which is x. So this LP equals to capital B plus 2S, where B is belt width, total belt width, not effective, and S is margin. So this is the formula for length of the pulley, and this is the formula of minimum pulley diameter.